Hey guys, Gravender here. What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of 7 Days to Die. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at a survival guide, basically to making it through day one. Now, I know you guys probably noticed that the face cam is not in this video, and I do apologize if you guys like the face cam, but I didn't like the fact that the audio and the video just was not syncing up properly in the last video. So that kind of upset me a little bit, but we have started off completely new here. Now the first thing is, you want to get through all this crap here because you don't really need to know any of this stuff as is anyway. We want to check and see where we have been randomly spawned at, because we are going to be randomly spawned throughout the game. We have been randomly spawned in a pretty decent place actually, because there are cacti in this area. We want to collect as much of this stuff as we possibly can, because this is pivotal. There are some good rocks right over here. I see that. I like that. Now, whenever I first played this, I actually got really freaked out. Probably a lot more than I should have. And things happen. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect coming into this game. I knew it was a zombie game. I knew it was going to be fun to play. But I also knew that like scary zombie games usually have a tendency to jump scare people, and that's one thing that I'm not really a big fan of, because I'm not huge on scary games. I'm really not. I try to avoid them. I try not to play them as much as possible, but it seems that this one is absolutely not that kind of jump scary kind of game. I haven't really ran into anything that's like overly too scary in this game. So I really exaggerated things in the last one. And I don't know, it's not, yeah, gonna have to find another stone on the ground. It's not that I exaggerated it, it's that I played up to it way too much is the problem. I let it get to me way more than it really should have got to me. And that's not a good thing to get into. So now we've got a stone axe here. Now, this is a big deal in this game, is you want to be able to craft better stuff, because these things are not going to last very long. So we need stone. This is a good way of harvesting stone, but I really like... Okay, it's just an elk. There's a bear right next to us too. That's... crap. I like these stones better than just like finding a random amount of dirt, because of the fact that you actually get metal or iron from these rocks as well. So we're going to do some damage on this. We've got our supplies that we normally have. I want to make sure that I have enough stuff here. We want to, because we want to get our bonus from that. You get a bonus for completing your run through of everything on this as well, as far as those go. This is something I want to stress completely, is you want to be able to get all of this stuff done in the tutorial on your first day. So we've got all of our stuff here ready to go. I think, yeah, let's equip it, because that's going to be the next thing. We'll go ahead and get a jump on it. As they pop off here, we're just going to equip everything, and then we're going to start like harvesting stuff, because I think the next mission is to put on the clothing, and then after that the mission's going to be to set up like 3 blocks as your base, which really, I mean, we can do that, but we want to find a pretty decent place for our base for the evening. Now, this is obviously not going to be where we want to stay. I think the next one is the blocks. But we don't want to stay here tonight. This is not a very good place to call home. I've actually been playing a lot more on my other account, and it's fun to play. I love this game a lot. It's really fun, and it can be a little bit tedious at times. So I want to quit this after I get that done. I want to go back over here. I want to avoid that. This place is like jumping for food, though. That's crazy. I've never seen this many. Never seen this many things in the wild. Just like randomly spawn together. It's kind of cool, but in a way it kind of stinks because I don't have any method of being able to do anything to them because we don't have a bow made yet. That was another thing that was really huge in the last episode was I couldn't find those stinking feathers. And I've never played this game before, so I didn't know where to look for feathers. And it turns out that you actually need to be watching the ground a little bit more than I probably was because most of the feathers in this game are on the ground in birds' nests. And it's really grassy here, so it's going to be hard to find them. So hopefully we'll be able to see like a more prominent area here where there'll be a little bit of a clearing, so that hopefully there'll be some more. But we want to keep harvesting as much of this plant fiber and trees. We want wood, we want stone. Those are the big things. We want stone, and we want plant fiber, and we want wood. Those are going to be our absolute biggest things. We want to keep leveling up. And if you run into stuff like this here, these trees, these cacti, they actually give off plant fiber, and they actually give off, that was a piece of wood, they give off yucca fruit, which can be used for a juice that you can make later on, or you can just eat the fruit. But you definitely do not want to run into the cacti either, because that drains you of health. I really can't. There's a chicken. I'm not really worried about it. Let's just kind of keep an eye on the ground, looking for birds' nests. Like I said, it's not going to be the easiest thing to find in this little area. Usually there's more around than what you would think, but we're looking because we're getting close to it getting pretty late right now already. I don't need the dirt. I just need to find some birds' nests. This is absolutely crazy. Sometimes you just have really, really poor luck in finding birds' nests. It's completely random where they're at. And see, this is the problem I run into right here. These little cacti, they just tiny, tiny, tiny things. You can't see them. You don't know when they're going to pop up. And it makes it really hard to keep from running into them. But thankfully we haven't run into any zombies yet. And I'm going to say the big thing on day one that I have found out as far as zombies are concerned is just avoid them. Because we're pretty good. We're just walking around. We don't have to worry about anything right now. Trash bags. Anytime you find a trash bag, search it. Because that's going to be key. Because usually you can find, see, right there, about walked right into that thing. If you're not paying attention, that causes damage, and that's bad. Very, very bad. So let's just clear some brush here. Just because we can. There's one here, right in the middle of the way. Still no bird's nests, though. I mean, it's a simple search. Whenever you find the bird's nest, it's just simply searching the bird's nest, and they will have eggs, and they will have feathers in them. And those are the key items that we want to find. The eggs, I will say, eggs are a really good source of food. Once they have been boiled, boiled eggs are really, really nice for health and wellness. So that's definitely a bonus. I don't really like this area that we've ended up in. This is not where I would want to call permanent home. Mostly because this is the deserty area and it is going to be immensely hot. Heat exhaustion is going to be a big, huge thing in this game later on for most people. Let's take a look at our map here real quick. I want to see where exactly we're at. We did not end up spawning around any kind of water sources whatsoever, so that really stinks. A key thing with this game, whenever you start out, is that these little jars that you end up with are absolutely worthless until you find a kettle, or a cooking pot, rather. I called it a kettle, but you have to have a cooking pot to be able to get bottled water from a campfire source in this game, and we've already destroyed that. So I want to go ahead and I want to make let's go ahead and craft 3 of these. Let's craft those. And that's going to help us out in the long run too, because we want to craft as many of these stone axes as we possibly can, but we want stone as well. Because the more, I'll reiterate this, because the more stone axes that you craft and create, it's going to help you get better quality items. The better quality, the longer they last, the less time it takes to be able to get through as much of this stuff as we possibly can. And you still want to keep an eye out, because I don't know exactly how long the start time is. I've ran into zombies pretty early on in the game, but a lot of times they don't make a lot of noise. So that's where the freaky aspect of things come in, because if you can keep zombies at a distance, that's the best thing possible. You don't want to keep them like right on top of you, because right now we're doing a lot of stamina usage by tearing up this rock, but we're also getting our construction tool up. And we're about halfway on stamina, and I'd say we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good on stone. If we run into another stone like the one we just did, that'll be pretty awesome. But if not, which I see one right on the top of the hill there, but I really want to look around here and see if there's any kind of prime spots for birds' nests, because usually they're just like laying all over the place. Thought I saw one just now, but I guess it's not. But yeah, usually they're just laying on the ground, random places. Keep an eye out for zombies. These cacti, that's another difficult thing. I remember there was one spot in the other game that I'm playing where I had I had made my way out in the middle of the night. I got ran out of my house by a bunch of zombies, and I was trying to make my way just away. Just trying to get away, and I was going to run back to my house afterwards, but I ended up jumping on top of a rock just to kind of get my bearings about myself, to see what kind of direction I could go in. See right here, perfect, bird's nest. Wish there was more of them, but, and no feathers. Usually where there are one bird's nest though, there are usually more. And we'll pick up one little stone. Usually there are more, but there's not seemingly around here. And we have already ran through that stone axe, so we're moving on to the next one. And I'll see we're getting closer to a couple of trees. But you just want to kind of keep your eye on the ground as you're walking. You have to really keep your eye on everything in this game. That's the crazy thing about it. You have to keep your eye on everything around you in this game, because you want to stay away from, like right there, zombie. You just want to kind of stay away and avoid it. You don't want to attack it, especially at this point in the game right now where we do not have any constructed arrows. We have nothing right now. This is absolutely going awful to start off with. If I would have ended up in a different area, I think we would have had better luck. There's a crawler around here. I know it. Something's going on. Where is it though? You don't get those kind of noises. Yep, see? I knew there was a crawler. You don't get those kind of noises without some kind of form of zombie. And it freaked me out because I couldn't see anything. And then it's like, oh, well, the zombie's on the ground. So I guess we are past the point of no return now. And we're just kind of screwed on finding these bird's nests. I mean, we found one, but it had absolutely no feathers in it whatsoever. And there's no easy way of finding feathers either. That's basically it. Your best method for finding feathers is in bird's nests. And if you just luck out and you can't find any bird's nests, then usually you're just kind of screwed on that aspect. But we definitely need those. Okay, so we've got a water source here. That's awesome. Gotta find some bird's nests, though. That's the key element here. Huh. Thought I heard a chicken. Which we had a chicken there just a minute ago, but the sad part is of the whole thing is that it doesn't really matter if you kill that chicken or not. They don't really give off that much. There are so many zombies around right now, it's not even funny. Sometimes you can find feathers in sources like this as well, so it's always good to check. But I want to get away from this area because this is like really, really heavily zombie fight, it seems like. There's like tons of zombies here and it's really kind of crazy. Yeah, there are zombies all over the place right now. This is immensely insane for just like starting out. We are not going to make it. That's why we want to stay away from that area over there. That is not a good area to get into right off the bat. And it's going to pop up here on the map. The gray area is not one that you really want to find yourself in. I mean, there's probably some pretty good bird's nests down there, and it'll be a lot easier to find bird's nests in it. But these burnt areas, things are a lot crazier and a lot more scary in those areas, as opposed to just like sticking out here in the... See, there's zombies all over the place in those burnt areas. And that's what we were running into. Bird's nest, yes. Please, 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 feathers. 7. Awesome. Sweet. Now we just need to find more. Because that's a key element to this game in the very beginnings is if you can keep zombies at range, then everything's going to go so much better. And it still sounds like we're really, really relatively close. Yep, to the burnt area. So we're kind of just making our way around the burnt area. And unfortunately, a circumstance of that is the fact that there are going to be more prevalent zombies in these areas. And these zombies can like range from being extremely difficult to being not so difficult. It's just you have more of a chance of like running into the really hard-hitting, awful zombies that can do more damage in these kind of areas. So you want to just avoid them. And honestly, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get away, but we're also trying to keep an eye on the ground because I want more feathers. We're getting close to the cutoff point though, where we're just making our way all the way around this thing. Usually you can go out just a little bit and you're completely out of the area, but it's like we're completely circling the area. And I still haven't found any more bird's nests. This is not a prime place for bird's nests. And there's a zombie. So we need to run. Still keeping an eye out on the ground in the process. Ooh, see, those sounds freak me out so bad it's not even funny. I mean, we're making our way away from everything. And we have successfully avoided anything that was in our path, but we still haven't found corn. Corn, grab it from the top, work your way down. That's good for eating. Sweet. But we have successfully avoided the zombie. Can tell because we're not detected anymore. You are undetected, even though there is one right over there. I swear I thought I saw another bird's nest, but I guess my eyes are just playing tricks on me because I want bird's nests so bad right now that it's not even funny. Because we're literally not going to be able to make very many we're not going to be able to make very many. We are detected. We're not going to be able to make very many arrows. And that's a big key element to this whole first day, is the amount of arrows that we can make. Our athletics are going up. That's good. And I think we have successfully avoided that zombie. So now we know that back this way is definitely the burnt area. So we're going to just keep making our way over through here. I actually want to turn this way just a tiny bit and probably start going this way, because we've already been to that area. It looks like we just kind of made a big circle, and I know that there is nothing in this area. Ooh. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that little bit of damage. It's not a problem. I would ultimately like to, because there are some little areas in these spots that are more heavily bird nested, and they're just kind of open spots. But we are definitely not finding anything like that. I guess we could go ahead and get this next mission out of the way, though. Let's go and get the wooden club done, because ultimately you want to finish this mission. Your start off side quest missions, you want to start those off first and get them done. Now sometimes you'll find birds' nests more prevalent around these bases of these things, or just kind of in the general area of these mounds. We're not seeing anything here either. But we are getting close to the point where we are going to have to start constructing our little place for the night, and we're just kind of screwed on not being able to get to craft as many arrows as I really wanted to. I mean, you hear birds everywhere. You'd think there'd be birds' nests all over the place, but that's just not how the things work. See, you'll have little areas that look kind of similar to this. I think that was a hog. You'll have little areas that look kind of similar to this one on the ground here, and there'll be more birds' nests than that. Sometimes there'll be just like little open areas where there are nothing. That pig just ran into a cacti. I'm not even sure if I'm actually running in the right direction right now, but I'm almost certain. I'm gonna leave it. Heck with it. Tons of hogs here too. This is crazy. Tons of hogs, tons of zombies. You run into stuff like that and you think that it freaks you out a little bit because you think that it's a zombie, but it's really not. It's just a cacti. That's what freaked me out. Get a deer. Bird's nest. See, that it makes it so hard to find these things. Oh, yes. Yes, bird's nest. Just an egg. You can't eat the eggs unless you're able to boil them. And we don't want to boil anything right now, which we couldn't boil it anyway. Just trying to kind of clear some stuff around here just to make sure that we didn't miss any bird's nests, because it seems like there's two right on top of each other. You would think that there would be more, but it does not look that way. I'm also trying to keep an eye out for zombies as well, because this place is absolutely infested with zombies. That's 1,800 hours. About 21, 22. We really want to start... Ah! That one actually made me jump. And there's a freaking bird's nest right there too. It's just an egg. Just an egg. That zombie actually made me jump pretty hardcore, because I wasn't... He kind of looked like he was... I mean, technically he is dead, but he looked... I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get at here, but I actually did jump. Like, that was an actual... That's the thing that messes with my head, is these little... It's not a jump scare, but it was a jump scare. To me, it was a jump scare, because I wasn't expecting it, you know? I knew it was a zombie. I knew it had the potential to actually come to life, but I wasn't really fully expecting it, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Maybe I just need to man up, but I've never really been good with these kind of games. I never have. They always freak me out. I remember I had the last kind of game that I played like this that really kind of scared the crap out of me was Silent Hill 4: The Room. And I didn't make it like an hour into that game before I gave up, and it's just like, nope, not happening, not doing it. Because it was just freaky. I was playing at midnight. It was really kind of weird. There was no one around. I was in my dorm room. This was like back in 2004. I was in my dorm room playing a scary game late at night alone in a pitch black room. And the game was called Silent Hill 4 The Room. And I was in a room. And then the room started making freaky noises. And it was over. That was absolutely it for me. Like, I totally was not having it. We have no zombies. Yeah, one zombie around. Okay. I do not want to set up a base for the night around a zombie. And I really would like to find more bird's nests. I mean, we don't really have a lot of feathers. We're really kind of crap all on feathers right now. 12. Can only make 12. Ideally, I would like more. I think that's a bird's nest. Yes. Ideally, I would like some more, because sometimes you can run into, like that right there, 10. 10's not bad at all. And we're also getting our scavenger skill up, which is a huge deal. Now, I want to find a flat level place too. Sometimes, and that's why I say you check all of these bags, because there could be anything in them, honestly. We're just going to, okay, we're getting really late right now, so we are going to actually go ahead and craft as many of these arrows well, not as many, but we're going to go ahead and get this bow out of the way, and then we're going to get on to making the base, because that's part of our mission right now, is to do the base. This next thing that pops up should tell us to do some wood frames. Yep. So we're going to craft 3 of those first off, and then we're going to place them. We are good on everything right now. We should be fine. So let's go ahead and just find a spot here, a little bit more level, and just kind of start putting down our base, because it really doesn't matter. We're not going to be staying in this base. We're just putting this down for the night, because it's really close to the point where we are going to be bedding down. Let's go ahead and craft some more here. Let's do about 31. Because, I mean, honestly, you can never have too many. You're always going to need wooden frames at some other point in the game. Let's go ahead and just put down a few more here. I like the fact that you can pick them up, though. If you put it in a place you don't want it to be, like right there, you can walk over, pick it up, and then you're not out anything out of your inventory. So that is always a good thing. But we're going to go ahead and place all this stuff here, because we don't want the zombies to come in and get us. That would be really, really bad. This is actually probably way more than we need just for the night. But let's go ahead, close ourselves in, because we are done. I mean, essentially we are done. I'm kind of happy that we did end up getting a little bit more of the feathers. But before we continue, I want to do these outside corners. And since we're not staying, well, it's not. I was going to say, since we're not staying in this spot for a long period of time, I don't really want to upgrade anything past the first level. But we do want these corners done, because we don't want any zombies being able to see in on us. And we are getting really, we're cutting it really, really close right now, honestly, to the cutoff point. Yeah, I want to get this one done, because that's a corner too. Okay, so now that's done, and we can get the other corners from in here, hopefully. Let's pop that on. we're going to need to craft more too. I didn't craft enough. That's always the bad thing about this. You never know how much you need to craft on certain things a lot of times. So you just want to do an abundance of them. And I just didn't do enough. Because you want a roof too. And the reason you want a roof is because of the fact that it can rain. And your shelter is no good to you if you are not completely boxed in from the weather. That is an awful thing to get caught up in, is the weather. But we are going to box ourselves in right here. And we're going to throw one down so that we can actually climb up top here and put some roofing down. Let's go ahead and put these across here like so. And we're pretty good on. Okay. So now let's put these across the top. Don't have to worry about them falling apart because they are attached to other ones. Pick up that one. And then we are essentially just going to close ourselves in here. We don't need a fire, but we do have to make a fire pit. So we're going to leave everything. That's the good thing about this too. Leave everything on the very top alone. I mean, you are sheltered, but we're going to leave it alone for right now because we want to take those with us when we go. We do want to like save some stuff. I hope I got enough wood. I really do, because we are completely screwed if I didn't. Because at nighttime the zombies come out way more, and they are feral, and it's really kind of scary being out at night alone. But we just want to be able to hunker down in here. We don't want anybody to be able to see us. And essentially all we're going to do is stay in here. And that's the time frame right there. So we want to hunker down. We are undetected. Alright, so we're good. We're closed in. They can't see us. We have 5 skill points that we can use, but I want to hang on to those because they're good for other things as well. We have the plant fiber, so we want to essentially be able to get done with this starter quest in the very first night that way, because you're going to get bonus points for it. That's the big thing that we really want to get, is the bonus points. So let's wait for this bedroll to get crafted. And now you don't technically have to put a bedroll down, but you want to in this instance because of the fact that we're getting XP for it. We're getting this basic survival quest done. Now we need to build a campfire. That's another part of it. Campfire, we're not going to use it, but we are going to craft it and place it. Which is fine because, I mean, we're not coming back here again, but literally it takes 8 stones. 8 stones to build a campfire. So it literally takes much of nothing. But it's part of the mission, so we need to place that. We don't have to build, I mean, it says build a campfire, but you don't technically have to. And we completed the quest chain, and we earned a skill point for completing the basic survival quest. So that's awesome. So that's all done. And with the rest of your time during the night, all we're going to be doing is crafting. Because we got the bow. We got a bow. It's at 7. But really, what good does a bow at 7 do us? It's not going to be doing us much good at all. I always want to listen for zombies too. Like, I can hear stuff out there. So we want to just craft as many arrows as we can, because we've got enough wood and we've got enough stones to go over. So let's just go ahead and craft all those. And you can hear the zombies outside. It's absolutely crazy. You can hear these things all over the place. Essentially, I would have liked to have done the stone axes, but I didn't get enough wood. Did not get enough wood. That would help us out tremendously. So we're just going to make I don't know. I want to make one more, I think. And once all the arrows get done, which I think they are, I want to make another bow. Because this bow is going to be a lot better of a wooden bow. And we don't have enough. Well, that's just the way things work, I guess. I wanted to make another bow, but we're good. We're good for right now. But essentially, you just want to be able to get as much stuff as you possibly can because you want to build up your stone axe. And you want to build up just basically everything. I mean, we would have built up our stuff for construction tools and our stuff for archery if we would have had enough stuff. But I mean, we just ran out. We didn't have enough, so it just kind of stinks. Now, the good thing about the bedroll is you put it down just to get that skill point, but you can pick it right back up. So we can pick it up and we can take it with us to the next place we go. All that really is a save point because you're not going to be sleeping through these days as it is anyway. It's just plain and simple. That's just the way it is. You're not going to be sleeping through it. That's how things work. But, alright guys, so that's basically Survival Guide Day 1 in this game. We'll be back again with another portion of this guide for Day 2 all the way up to 7. Just kind of giving you guys an idea of what the key elements are that you need to do in this game to survive. Got about another 4 or 5 hours before the second day starts, but that's going to be it, guys, for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like on it. If it's your first time watching the channel, please give a consideration into subscribing. And as always, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Later. 'Cause we scream